Good morning, ultimate hustlers and digital empire builders. It is that time for the Cortez Hustle Show. And today we've got another fire episode for you. We're talking life and business management with world-renowned life coach and business strategist, Rikki Smith. She's going to bring the heat and help you understand how to marry those two things together or not. Whatever works for you is going down today. So I need you to do me a huge, huge, huge favor. Comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and or your brand. Smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen. And let's kick it this morning. Yo, what's up, ultimate hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, coming to you live and direct from the Local Biz Marketing Pro Studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri. If you are a local business and optimizing your online presence is top of mind for you in 2023, then you are in the right place. Check us out at localbizmarketingpros.com. Grab your free online marketing checklist. It will certainly help you. And of course, if you want to talk, then you can book a free consultation there as well. Welcome to the stream today, guys. Today, we're talking how to manage your life and business at the same time. For those of us who are entrepreneurs who traded up that 9 to 5, that 40-hour work week from a 24/7, 365 lifestyle, then this one is for you. A couple quick announcements before we bring our special guest on. You heard me talk about in the intro all the time, Monetize My Life Academy. Well, guess what? We have a price increase that is scheduled for February 1st, 2023. So if you want to jump in now before the price goes up, then monetizemylifeacademy.com is a place to go for that. Speaking of which, tomorrow night, we are having our office hours that we do every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. And the focus is on funnel building. We're going to turn office hours into a funnel building workshop. So if you've been trying to figure out sales funnels and how they work and what's the best practices to get them operating in your business, then that's what the focus of office hours tomorrow is going to be. You got to be in our private Facebook group because that is the only place that office hours is streamed, and I don't put those recordings anywhere else. So make sure you check out the Facebook group, which is Digital Empire Builders Worldwide. It's a free Facebook group. Just answer the questions and we will let you in. So I'm excited about this interview, so I'm not going to ramble on like I normally do, and I know some of you guys might like that, but I'm going to bring on our special guest. This lady is a phenomenal entrepreneur, life coach. She specializes in management and systems and efficiencies all throughout business and personal life, not so much. But we're going to talk to her about how she marries those two things together for herself. So I'm going to present to some of you guys and introduce others, Miss Rikki Smith. Good morning, Rikki.
What's going on, sir? How you doing?
I'm doing extremely well. How are you?
You know what? Happy New Year. I'm hanging in there and, all is well.
All right. All right.
But the
Happy
rest
New
of the
Year
week
to
is
you
coming.
as well. So here's what we're going to do before we get into who you are and what you do and how you do it and all of that good stuff. We start
Mm,
every episode of the Cortez Hustle Show with a quote of the day. So the way it works is I'm going to share a short quote and give you my thoughts on it. And you can either share a quote of your own or you can give me your takeaway on this quote. So today's quote for the quote of the day on the Cortez Hustle Show says this: when things go wrong, don't go with them. And that is from the legendary Les Brown. When things go wrong, don't
yeah,
go with them. So, do
I
you have
love
your
it.
own favorite quote that you like to share, or do you want to chime in on that one?
No, I like that one. I have lots of favorite quotes, and that one actually is one of my favorites as well. Yeah, because in case you didn't know,
Mhm.
wrong is coming.
Yes.
Be ready and don't go with it. There it is. You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Absolutely. It is going down, and
Yeah,
it is very common for a lot of people to have to allow a bad moment turn into a bad day, a bad
yeah,
week, a bad month. And before you know it, you then slipped off into a depression.
yeah.
And we don't want that to happen to you, man.
Mm-mm.
Those things will
No.
happen. And when you know they're going to happen, you know what I think about all the time when I think about quotes like this? I
Mm.
think about, Rikki, those old P90X commercials,
I'm
right?
sorry, you said P90X. Holy
The,
cow.
the,
I just
the
had a
P,
flashback. I'm feeling some kind of
the,
way right now.
like they would literally try to get you not to buy and
Yeah.
show you how insanely intense those things were because they wanted you to
Yeah.
know that pain was coming. They wanted you to
And
know
just
that sweat
fast.
was coming. They wanted you to
Yeah.
know what it really took to get the results that you want.
Yeah.
And I want all of y'all to know that it's going to take some blood, sweat, and tears for you to hit your
Yeah.
goals. And there are going to be some bumps in the road that's going
Yeah.
to try to hinder you.
Mhm.
I say this on the show all the time that a lot of times we, especially as Christians, we like to give the devil too much credit,
You better
right?
say that, sir.
And
Yeah.
we don't realize that some of the challenges that we have going on in our lives,
Mhm.
we called them on ourselves
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
simply declaring we wanted to do something great.
Well, you
You
better
said
say that.
you said you wanted to do something great, and God said, okay. But in order for you to do
Yeah.
something great, I need you to become something greater. So here's a challenge
Mhm.
for you.
Mhm.
And we like to give the devil credit for that. No, it's God trying to
Yeah.
prepare you
It,
for what you asked
it's
for, right?
exactly for what you asked for. I heard something else along those same lines. For phenomenal wins, be prepared for epic battles. You cannot
Mm.
say I'm the big winner and you've never run a race, you never fallen down, you never had to practice. That ain't a win. It's when you want those exceptional wins, get ready
Mhm.
for a freaking epic battle cuz it's coming for you. But the thing with an epic battle, Cortez, and you know this to be true, when you
Mhm.
fight hard and win, it means everything.
Yeah, man. I mean, it is. There's nothing else like that. You can
Mhm.
claim and cry victory over beating someone that you're supposed to beat, but
Right.
when you beat somebody that you're not expected to beat, and I'm going to
Mhm.
show my son a little bit of love this morning. He plays basketball at the University of Rockhurst in Kansas City, and they went up against an undefeated UMSL University team,
Mm.
number 4 in the nation,
Wow.
and they jumped on them pretty good. They
All
they
right
they
now,
they were
sir.
up by 19 for which was their biggest lead, but I think they end up winning by 8 or 9, and he played
Yeah.
well. Uh, so that's something
Yeah.
that they can hang their hat on. You don't
That's
hang your
right.
hat on jumping on somebody that you're supposed to jump on, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
I
that's the
love
truth.
that. I love that. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the quote of the day brought to you by Faith on Fridays. Among all of these other things, Miss Rikki is also an amazing podcast host as well. So y'all make sure y'all check out faithonfriday.com. So Rikki, I ask everybody to come on the Cortez Hustle Show this one
Mhm.
question. So I'm gonna ask it to you. You don't get to
Mhm.
escape it.
Oh
And
my
the
gosh.
question is this:
Mm.
who the heck are you?
Well, I was born by the river. Oh, no, not that far back. You know what? I am truly a nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody. That's the
Mm,
short version. I was born
yeah.
in a military family, traveled all over the world, went into the military myself, found out some horrible things about myself, learned some really cool stuff about myself, made some
Mhm,
major, tragic, epic mistakes,
mhm,
overcame them, started moving. I went to school, had a kid, started a business and another business. So basically,
mm.
Whitney Houston said it best. I'm every woman. I'm.
Ah, I love that. So let's unpack that a little bit. Born in a military family, exactly
Yeah.
where were you born
I
and
was
how was that
born
upbringing?
It was crazy. So, both my parents were in the Air Force. I was
Mm,
born in New York. Yep, I was born in upstate, so all y'all Brooklyn folks, bring it in. I was born upstate New York, but I was there for, like, a total of maybe 10 months, because when
mhm,
you're in a military family, and shout out to all the military folks, we appreciate you and thank you for your service. We move
absolutely.
around a lot. So,
Mhm,
I went from New York to Tennessee to Ohio to Minot, South Dakota, to on and on and on. And then I
mm,
landed in Nebraska.
okay.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Oh, amazing, amazing. So walk us through the mindset of a young Ricky
Mm,
literally having to start over in the social life often,
yeah.
frequently. So that means new schools, maybe some
Ooh,
schools
you
on
better say
base,
that.
some schools off base, new friends. Every time you get tight with somebody, now you're uprooted and you move and you get
Yeah.
into a routine and now the routine is disrupted. So what's going on in the mind of a young
You know,
Ricky trying to
oh my
find
gosh.
a space?
Like a lot of us, when you're doing something like that, I mean, a military lifestyle is so different anyway because of the constant moving. You are literally always the new
Mm-hmm.
kid.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, you got to find new friends, new house, new crew, new team, because we were athletic kids. So we had to go in and we was always trying out for something because we always moved during a tryout, whether it was cheerleading, softball, basketball, whatever it was time for tryouts. And it can mess with you. It can mess.
Yeah.
For me personally, it turned me into something that I was gonna end up having to dump later, but I became a people pleaser. Aw, little
Mm,
Ricky, trying to
yeah.
constantly fit in, trying
Yeah.
to be with the in crowd, trying to
Mm-hmm.
be what they said that I should be, not
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
realizing who I was already and how much I hated being what they wanted me to be. Who knew?
Man, you better talk about it. Listen, I can certainly relate in terms of the people pleasing aspect of it. About how
Mhm.
old were you when you kind of settled for a little bit? About how old were you when that took place? Was that
When I
after that?
started when I realized people pleasing was a waste of my time, or when I was
No,
in the
no.
throes?
When you kind of settled in Nebraska, was that middle
Ooh, I
school, high
was
school?
high school, high school. I went to
Okay.
3 different high schools. So, when I went to a high school in Germany, and I left there in
Mm,
my junior year, and then we went to Nebraska. So, I graduated in a high school of people that I had only known for those 9 or 10 months.
wow.
So,
Wow.
you hear people say, "Oh my gosh, I was born and raised in the same place. I have friends from."
Mhm.
I don't have friends from high school. I don't know them people. So, I don't know them people. I don't have the, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get my 30th high school reunion." I don't know them
Mhm.
people, and they don't know me.
Yeah.
But such is the life. But I tell you what that military life does for you, it gives you such a different world view.
Mhm.
Nothing
Mhm.
surprises you.
Yeah.
Nobody's different. Everyone's the same differently. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
We're all
Absolutely.
trying to struggle to be something, be somewhere, fit in, have it, be it, do it. You're just new this time. And I found out that when you're new, you're not new
Mhm.
for long. Somebody's coming behind you,
Yeah.
and you have a choice. You can either treat them the way you were treated coming in, or
Mhm.
change the narrative.
Yeah.
Because you know what
Yeah.
it's like. It's tough being new sometimes, especially when you're a kid. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's tough being new.
Exactly. And I'd imagine that newness is not moving across town new, so the neighborhood is kind of the same and everything. We're talking new, like new country new, like new part of the world new region new, like New York to Nebraska.
New
That's
language.
new.
You don't even understand the newness. New language, new style, new social norms, new expectations, new new new.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
from my accent from one place to another, not only
Hmm.
was it new, it was different. Do you see what I'm
That's
saying?
right. That's right.
So it
That's right.
new is a relative term. It's not just being the first one there, the next one there. It's being different. Being
Yeah, like
different.
you talk funny. Where you
Yeah.
from?
Oh, okay. That was my whole life. My whole life. And so folks that don't know, my parents are from the South. So, that was my summertime thing as a military kid. That's when you go home
Mhm.
and see all your peoples in the summertime.
Yeah.
I would go down south and they would tell me that I talked funny. But not
Mhm.
just you talk funny, you talk wide. And I'm thinking, wait, what
Mhm.
happened? What is that even? First of all, what did you say? And what do you mean I talk funny? Have you
Yeah.
heard yourself? It's different.
Very true. Very true. When you
It's
said that, you
different.
remind me of Tater off. I'm a big Yellowstone fan, and they've got a
Are
young lady
you?
from there
Oh my
who,
gosh.
yeah, she, no one can ever understand what she's saying.
Yeah, that was my
'Cause
life
she
and my
talks
people.
funny, and she's got a big lump of snuff in her lip too. So it just,
You said
but
snuff. That's a grandma thing right there. Yeah.
I'm telling you,
We
it is,
we called it
it is
snuff, and I
wild.
think they call it tobacco now, don't they? I don't know.
Yes, it's something different. It's
Yeah,
something different. But I
different.
remember snuff in a spitting can, right?
Yeah.
That old coffee can with some tissue in the bottom of it. Yeah, yeah. I'm from the South
I
too.
can't
You
with
can't
you.
tell.
You just know it all. You said all of it right there. All of that and then some.
Cool. So that moving around the high school, and then you talked about going into the military yourself, and certainly
Mhm.
thanks for your service and to the parents who raised you and
Mhm.
all of that kind of stuff. Because I couldn't be an entrepreneur if someone wasn't protecting this democracy and this
All
free
right.
enterprise system, right?
Thank you for that.
Uh, but going from high school, did you do military right out of high school, or did you do a little college first? How was
Yep.
that?
I went to college first. I was one of those kids who thought, oh no, I'm just going to go to high school and go right into college and be fabulous. And
Hmm.
I got a cheerleading scholarship to go to school.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a whole thing. Go figure. And so I went to school on a cheerleading scholarship, was ready to have the best time. My
Mhm.
problem was, which I didn't read in the brochure, they want you to go to class like every day.
Yeah, yeah.
What kind of foolishness? I didn't come here. I came here to cheer and go to games and have fun with my friends.
Mhm. And
Class,
when you see college life on TV, that's what it is. It is,
yeah,
hey, we go to class on Mondays and Thursdays, but all the other time we party. They don't show you that the
yes.
everyday schedule. The serious
Nope.
kids, especially the athletes who got a minimum
Yeah.
requirement on credit hours, right? Like
Exactly, and
you
see, I
got
didn't
to.
know that. I didn't know
Mhm,
anything about my scholarship, but again, keep in mind, I was this brand new kid in this school that I was in for 9 or 10 months, and I got a
mhm,
cheerleading scholarship to go to college. Guess what that was? That was a badge of honor that I get to wear as the new kid. Do you see what I'm saying?
mhm.
So,
Yeah,
I didn't look into it. I didn't do any of my homework. I didn't
yeah.
go for it into, yeah, no, I'm going to school to cheer. Yeah, and I got there and they wanted you to go to orientation and books and classes. I
Yeah,
beg your pardon. Needless to say, I did not do well.
yeah.
Academic probation was the first term I learned.
Yeah, I tell everybody my
Yeah.
college experience was officially dropping out after 2 semesters, but I officially checked out after 2 weeks.
Okay.
I'm like,
Well,
I'm
you were
here,
there longer than me.
like I'm here, but like this ain't gonna work for
This
me.
ain't my
But
jam. Yeah.
it took me that whole year to figure out how to tell my mom, who scraped it
Oh, yeah.
and everything, to make sure that I could at least have that experience. So
Mhm.
yeah, but
It was a
I
little
was
different for
done.
me because for us in our house, education was king. There was
Mm,
nothing else. My parents grew up in the South that during segregation, it was a really tough time. They always taught us the great equalizer is your education. No matter
mhm.
what anyone calls you or takes from you, they cannot take your experience, your degree, or your education.
Gotcha.
Imagine if you will. Yeah.
Gotcha. So
Your
now
kid goes
you
to
have to
school.
come home and tell those parents
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And
this
of
is what
course, I
happened
was
to me.
really humble. Not
Mhm.
really. I came home, because at 17, you pretty much know everything, right? Isn't that
Of
how
course.
that works? Yeah.
Of
Okay. So I
course.
was grown at 17. So I was coming home to tell these people, oh, yeah, that went really well. And I
Yeah.
remember telling my mom that I'm not going back. It wasn't for me, because I was really grown at 17.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
not going back. This wasn't for me. I need to find something to do. And then here's another term I learned. I'm going to take a gap year.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, in our house, gap year better have meant the space between your room and the front door. That was your gap.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, needless to say, my parents were not thrilled for me, and they did you better find something to do because you're not staying around here doing nothing. We didn't raise you, rant, 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 and all the
Yeah.
things, right?
Yeah.
So, again, I already said grown, right? So, I took my grown little self down to the recruiter's office because in my mind, I'll show them.
Mhm.
What was I thinking? Like they was gonna need me or something? I wasn't paying nary a bill in that house. I don't know what I was thinking, but in my mind, this was a great plan.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
went down, but my parents were in the Air Force, so I went to the Air Force recruiter and I said I wanted
Mhm.
to go in the Air Force. I took the test. They're like, "Yay, you're exactly what we were looking for. We can get you in 14 months." Well, 14
Mm.
months said that I was going to have to stay at home and listen to my parents look at me
Yeah.
funny and tell me ugly things. Well, that wasn't going to happen. So I snatched my little piece of paper up and went right down the hall to the Army recruiter. And they were
Okay.
like, yeah, they must have seen me coming from 3.5 miles out. Because they were like, yeah, be all you can be at the time. Come on in. We
Yeah.
got your job for you. What do you want to do? And I was like, I want to do something in communications. Because in my mind, I was going to be Air Force. I mean, I was going to be Army reporter or something. I don't know what I was thinking,
Yeah.
but I want to do something in communications. I wanted this. I'm like, we got a job for you. Oh
Mhm.
my God, whole
Mhm.
nother story. Went home,
Yeah.
told my parents I'm going in the Army, and they're okay. Air Force parents and an
Mhm.
Army child. Let that sink in.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
of that. And my dad was like, "Yeah, well, good luck with that, sis. Basically you're too prissy to do anything."
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that happened on a Friday. I turned 18 on Sunday. Monday morning, I was gone to the MEP station.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They saw you coming. And I'm gonna tell you what they did. The Air Force recruiter was actually also the Army recruiter. And they gave you that 14-month story because they knew that you weren't patient enough.
Collaboration.
Yes. Yes. So that we're going to talk about that experience in the military and how that helped shape you and some of the takeaways from that. But we've got to get into
Mm,
one of my favorite segments of the show, the segment that I call 1 minute motivation. That's where I'm going to play a short motivational clip, usually 60 to 90 seconds or so. And I'm going to ask you to give your takeaways, and our audience gives their takeaways as well. So let's get into some 1 minute motivation right here on the
let's do
Cortez
it.
Hustle Show.
You only live once, so do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. I try to give myself a goal every day. Simple goals, but have goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day.
Hoo-wee. I don't know
Love
about
that.
you, Miss Rikki.
Love it.
First of all, just Denzel's voice just
Yeah, it does it for me. Yeah.
it's-
The whole thing.
so the one of the reasons I love this segment so much is because we all just listen to the same clip. But based on where you are in life, chances are you heard something very different.
So
So
true.
what did you hear?
So many things. And like you said, Denzel's voice does it for me. The man could read
Yeah.
the phone book and I'd be great. For me, it is the dream big and
Mhm.
fail bigger. That was my whole thing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, growing up, and a lot of us, we fear failing
Mhm.
because we think that our failing is us being a failure.
Mhm.
And that's
Mhm.
not true. Okay. And
Yeah.
so if you've heard it said before, if your dreams aren't big enough to scare you, you're not dreaming
Mhm.
big enough.
Yeah.
And then there's a scripture in the Bible that I love. It says basically build with your end in sight. You know,
Mhm.
don't
Mhm.
just dream big and not plan. Understand that your big dream may have some epic fails, but that
Mhm.
doesn't take
Mhm.
away the dream in and of itself. Keep pushing. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you. So many things, right? Goals
Mhm.
without a plan is fuels disappointment
Oh, and
and
it does. Yeah.
answers so many questions for me. Like why am I where I am? Oh, yeah, I didn't have a plan.
Didn't have a
That's why.
plan. Yeah.
That's why. Right. Discipline and consistency.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
huge.
so many people are missing that piece. And there's a quote that says success isn't uh, created in a day, but it is
Mhm.
created daily,
Yeah.
right? You
I have a
gotta
thing on my
really.
desk that I have that says overnight success can take 10 or 15 years.
Oh yeah, you better believe it. You
Yeah.
better
But see, in our
believe it.
microwave society, think about this, Cortez. In our microwave society, we think that I did it one time. Why am I not successful?
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know,
Yeah.
people don't realize, you look at your Justin Bieber's for one thing, and oh my God, he was an overnight sensation. And he will tell you he got discovered on YouTube, but he had been
Hmm.
putting stuff out there for years.
Yeah. Yeah. And singing all
Overnight
his life.
success
So
all his
he
life.
he didn't just get that
It
talented
didn't
and
just happen.
then get discovered. Like
Hmm.
he been good as a
Yeah.
singer and been, I'm
Yeah.
sure, talent shows and
Yeah. Everywhere
competitions
doing
all
all
over
the
the country.
things.
Like,
And
yeah.
and the same thing, consistency. You can't do it
Hmm.
today and expect it tomorrow. This is not
Yeah.
microwave popcorn, yo. You're gonna have to do it every day and get
Hmm.
better at it every day. And like I
Yeah.
tell some of my clients, don't ask me how I know, just trust me, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's the at bats. Like
Yeah,
people
that's
hear the
it.
10,000 hours and they don't understand success. The effort from pursuing success has a compounding effect.
That's good.
Like when you try initially, you're going to get a result that you're not going to be happy with. When you try again, you're not starting from zero though, because you have the
Yeah,
experience from the first try.
that's
And if
right.
you try 10 times, that compounding effect of the first 9 attempts is going to make number 11 even more, get you even closer to the goal. And I think
Yeah,
so many people just miss out on
yeah,
what consistency can do and how
yeah.
it compounds over time.
Hmm.
So I absolutely love that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was what? That is 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. And I keep telling y'all that it's brought to you by none other than Faith on Fridays, ladies and
Whoop,
gentlemen.
whoop.
This is how we do it. This is how we get down, right?
That's
So
it.
make sure you check out faithonfridays.com and all the beautiful and wonderful things that Rikki Smith is doing. You do not want to miss it. Tap in, people, faithonfridays.com. So, Rikki, you were talking about your grown self
Mm,
figuring out that you was gonna teach your parents a lesson by going to the military.
yeah, I
So
was gonna show them.
did you turn that thing into a career or what was the
No,
plan?
when I got there, you may not remember because, remember Private Benjamin?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, that was my experience in the military. I was a hot mess. I was literally thrown into something I had never experienced before. Now, keep in mind, I told you, being new, I knew how to do that. Being new,
Yeah.
I could handle. The rest of it, so far out of my element. From the yelling at me, push-ups, who does this? And running.
Right.
Why are we still running, people? Ain't nobody chasing me. What are we doing here? Sleeping with a group of women. Father God, what is happening here? I remember the crying, the calls home back in the day, crying up, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I can't even tell you how many times my parents hung up on me. Okay.
And the rolling of the eyes when Dad said, "You don't know what you're getting in yourself into with your little prissy self." Like,
No, I got this. Yeah, what I got was my butt handed to me collectively. But I'm gonna tell you what, had I not done that, I wouldn't be
yeah.
here today. I'm telling you, there are things that I learned in the military as a military member that I would have not learned anywhere else. The idea of camaraderie, the idea of it's more than just you, the idea of give more than what you receive, the idea of make it happen. Critical thinking. Whew,
Oh yeah.
a must. Don't depend on yourself. And it's so funny. I hear the Bible verses in my head. Yeah, I'm one of them Christian girls. The scripture that says, lean not to your own understanding. That was huge in the military. I couldn't lean to my own understanding because I didn't have any understanding. None. I had to depend on people who knew more than me, who had been down this road before. I had to learn to ask good questions, and not questions that were beneficial, if you will, for me, but beneficial for us.
Yeah.
It was something completely different. And then when I went into, our advanced training, which we affectionately call AIT, remember I said I wanted to be in communications and do something? Yeah, no, they stuck me out in a rig in the middle of the field. I'm not even gonna get started on that. But I, again, learned more. Girl, ask better questions. Do your homework. Find out what communication means to everybody, because apparently everybody doesn't have the same definition of what communication is to you. But I did. I learned some things, but I stayed in for 5 years because at the time I was in Germany again, and I wanted to stay an extra year. So, and I did my 5 years and I got out, and the dream began right there, the day that I got out.
I love it. So 5 years in the military, from a military family background. I don't hear much entrepreneurship in the upbringing of a young Rikki. So did you
Who
get out of the
knew?
military and go straight corporate, or was it straight
I did.
entrepreneurship?
Nope, I got out. I went straight corporate. I started working for hospitality industry. I was there for 12 years. There is where my entrepreneurial bones started rattling, if you will. So I was working in a hotel, loved it. Had to go through so much training. We did, it's a hotel, so you're doing hospitality training. You're doing training for this, that, all the time. I realized how bad training actually was. It was long. It was boring. Some of the best takeaways were lost in your desire to die in front of everybody. It seemed to me that the people who were hired to come in to do this training, their prerequisite must have been be the most boring person on the planet and have no voice inflection.
Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Monotone. Really quickly, I have to ask you this as a Black woman. I try to get this perspective from every Black woman guest that comes on. Your experience as a Black woman in corporate, right? What was that like for you? And I know it ranges from, sexism, classism, racism, ageism, all of those isms. And we think we have it bad as Black men trying to make something happen for ourselves. But you guys have a completely different experience, because I think the assimilation expectation weighs on you guys more heavy than it does us. Hey man, just shave and clean yourself up a little bit and you're okay. But it's a whole nother thing for you guys. So what was that experience like, and did it impact you in any way?
What a great question, Cortez. My gosh. And to all the sisters in the house, you know how we do. So as women, as young girls, we were raised a certain way already. We were raised to not be as smart as the boys. Don't run faster. We were taught to be quiet, keep your legs closed, and keep your mouth shut. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So you
Mhm.
grow up with that, as well as get married, marry well, be a good mom, be a good this. So basically, be a nurturer. Did you hear entrepreneur in that anywhere? No, of course
Mhm.
not. Move that into corporate America. So now you are a director of something, you're a manager of something. All that stuff is in your head. And then
Mhm.
you have on top of that the expectations that other people have of you as a woman, first of all. Then now add you are a Black woman in that. All right. So as Black women, when I came out, we were not the gold standard for beauty,
Mhm.
but we
Mhm.
were the gold standard for every sexual fantasy anybody of any other race ever had. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now I'm in charge of you.
Mm. Yeah.
The level of disrespect can be incredible, not just
Yeah.
from men, but from other women as well.
Mm.
When you are a Black woman or any other woman of color, people see you, have a tendency to see you as less than. And the
Mhm.
age old adages that we've all heard growing up, you do have to smile better, be smarter, blah, blah, all the things. It's
Yeah.
the truth. And then the sexual harassment.
Mm.
It's a real thing. So yeah, it was tough, but
Mhm.
I learned some things. And you come in, I think as Black women, like as Black men, sometimes you do kind of come in with a little chip on your shoulder. You kind of come in guarded. You
Mhm.
know who you
Mhm.
are already. You've
Mhm.
heard what your expectation is already. So here you come with all of this. Oh, and by the way, do a good job.
Yeah.
Wade through the crap to get to the do a good job part. It was tough.
Mhm.
It was tough. And then I'm not 6'5". I'm not 347 pounds of nothing.
Mhm.
Add that onto it because people believe, they look at you and they think, okay, not only you're a woman of color and it's a little tiny thing, I can take advantage of you.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
And a
Important.
lot of us as women of color, we walk into that, but we have, you can take the rat out of the hood, but don't take the hood out of the rat. Okay. So
Mhm.
you do have that in you. It's like, if
Yeah.
today's your day, bring the noise,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it was tough. It
You
was really tough.
you might not know this, but you don't want this smoke.
Tell the truth. Now go tell a
Apparently you
friend.
don't know
Run
this.
tell that. Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so and
And
I
you were
know that
protected.
yeah, and I hear different versions and variations of that story, a lot from my sisters, and I like to get that recorded and documented because I believe it's important for us to learn these lessons. And part of the reason that entrepreneurship is so important to me, and I named the show the Cortez Hustle Show, and because I
Mhm.
want entrepreneurship to not be a stumble upon later in life thing. I want it to be as pushed down your throat as
Mhm.
it is college, right?
But
And so
here's the thing though. We don't always get that. You
Mhm.
do. Sometimes folks get that entrepreneurial spirit later on in their life. For me,
Mhm.
I got it in my 30s.
Yeah,
But when I
yeah,
got it, it was a confirmation to everything that had come
mm,
before me.
yeah,
I realized then, I'm like, you know what? Because, like I said, so I was in the training space for so many years and I hated the way it was done. And I thought, there's
mhm,
another way to do this. And that
mhm,
is where, the bones started to rattle for me. And
yeah,
and 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 I still thought of it for a couple of years. You put some
mhm,
feelers out there, you're not sure,
yeah,
and then one
mm,
day you literally wake up with a full-blown dream of a thing and it
mhm.
won't let you sleep. You're now at Starbucks at 2:30 in the morning writing down stuff that looks like a serial killer's manifesto that only makes sense to you. And and my entrepreneurs, they know this to be the truth. And
Mhm, mhm.
you can't not do it.
Yeah,
That is when it started for me. And I basically set out to build a better mousetrap because training did not have to be like this. And
there you
along the
go.
way, that's where the second business
Mhm,
happened. And for all the entrepreneurs that are listening, do not get caught up on this is the only thing that I have because believe it or not, it will splinter for you.
yeah, and I think that's my point, Ricky, that in your 30s, all of that confirmation happened. But the way our school system is set up and designed, it will make a young entrepreneur feel as though they are losing their freaking minds. Because
Great.
all I want to do is solve problems. I keep
Mhm.
seeing all of these problems and I got ideas to solve these problems, and you keep
Yeah.
telling me to sit down and shut up.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the way we communicate is different than 95% of the world. So because I communicate different, you think I'm slow, you think I'm stupid, so you put me in a box. No,
Yeah.
like, I want entrepreneurship to be right in that conversation. There's
Yeah.
college as an option, there's trade school as an option, and we know even trade school is down here, right?
Yeah.
There's college as an
Military is
option,
an
there's
option.
trade school, there's military,
Yeah.
but yeah, there's this other thing where you can
There's
get
other
paid
things.
for solving problems with your
Yeah.
God-given
Mhm.
gift too,
Mhm.
and make
Mhm.
sure that that's on the table
Yeah.
as
But what you
well.
said there is so poignant. You know, our school system was never set up to foster entrepreneurship. Our
Mhm.
school systems were set up to build and create workforce.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it was for. And if you as a parent, as you know, an older kid going to school, if you're not seeing that, if you're not looking outside of the box of a thing, you will come out as the stamp of everything that comes before you. You do have to be different. You do have to get out there and experience it. And you are gonna run up against a wall. Why? Because like you said, our school systems are taught sometimes by people who didn't go any further than this school system. The thought
Mhm.
of entrepreneurship is far beyond them,
Yeah,
regardless of the reasons. Fear, anxiety, somebody said you couldn't do it. I don't know. So guess
yeah.
what they do? Do they build and foster that? No.
Mhm.
How dare
Mhm.
you do more, be more than me? Sit down and
Yeah,
shut up.
that's right. That's right. So going into entrepreneurship in your 30s, how did you deal with you about to do what? Girl, stop playing.
Badly. I dealt with it badly. You know, I yeah, I didn't have the grace of God at that time, and I'm still working on it, pray for me. But I dealt with it badly, you know, because you have people like, "Why would you do that? I don't get it. I don't see the vision. I don't understand your dream. That's dumb. No one's ever done it before. What makes you think you can?" Okay,
Yeah.
stop listening to the noise because that's
Mm.
exactly what it is, especially when you know that you know that you
Yeah.
know this is what you're meant to be and do.
Mhm.
You're gonna have to
Mhm.
push through it but here's the thing about pushing through stuff like that. Bullies, we've all had them or been them. I ain't judging. You
Yeah.
know, bullies, if they can stop you, they will. But if you
Yeah.
can push past them, you're
Mhm.
stronger.
Yeah. Yeah.
So guess what? Push past that crap. And believe me, it's crap, but it ain't easy. It's not easy, especially when it's in your household, your family, you know, your close
Mhm.
friends who are telling you, why would you? And I tell people it's like a diet. You know, when you tell your friends, I'm getting ready to go on a diet, and they're like, "Psh, yeah, right, whatever, sis. I've heard you say that before." But then you
Mhm.
start losing the weight, and then you start
Mhm.
looking good. Then you start getting the attention. All those same people before that said you couldn't, they're the ones in your face going, so tell me what you did. So
Mhm.
how can I have,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
you gotta keep going. And it's not easy sometimes. It's not easy.
Yeah, and I know the power of association is real. And one of the things that I like to explain to people to help them with that difficulty
Mhm.
is when you start to elevate and you start separating from people,
There
like
you go.
sometimes those people were with you through some of the darkest moments of your life.
Mhm.
So you feel guilty about, like, I had a mental breakdown
Mhm.
when I was that must have been 98, 99, 2000,
Mhm.
kind of like if I slowly started to deteriorate mentally. And
Wow.
some of the guys that were around me, like my good friend Tobias and Stanley and my cousin and some of these people, like I literally felt bad that I had to grow in a different direction. And I wanted so
Yeah.
badly to bring them with me.
Sure.
But Steve Harvey helped me with this. He said, his father told him this quote that stuck with him. He said, "Everybody that came with you can't go with you."
That's my whole thing.
And I added
Everybody can
to it,
go.
nor do they want to.
That's the
I
truth.
thought they all
Yeah.
wanted to. Like they all
Mhm.
want to get to some level of success, but not the way that I want to.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
you gotta meet people where they are and be okay
Eh,
with leaving them
yeah.
there.
And understand too that everybody that's in your life isn't there for life. Some
Yeah.
folks are there for a season. Some folks
Mhm.
are there, for that temporary thing. Get from them what they have to offer and then keep it moving. Because if you end up where they stopped, you will never be satisfied. You
Yeah.
will always feel, you think you feel guilty for not taking them with you. Let me tell you what regret will do. It
Mm.
will put you in the ground. It's something my husband says all the time, and it sticks with me. Regret will put you in the ground and get delivered from people.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So
Mhm.
let's talk business management, life management, right?
Sure.
You have not only a business, you have
Mhm.
two, not only a
Mhm.
wife, but you're a wife and got family and all of those things.
Woo. Mm.
How you making it all work?
I don't know. Let me tell you, besides prayer and prayer often,
Mhm.
get around folks going in your same direction. Here's the
Yeah.
key word: balance. And I'm still
Mhm.
learning it. I'm still learning it.
Yeah.
So when I started my training company, Stratus, the 5 years ago, because I was working on Faith on Friday first, I thought that
Mhm.
was where I was going to go. That's where the YouTube channel came in. That's where the book came from, the speaking engagements, the whole thing. But then it turned into something else that I
Mhm.
was not ready for. Oh, yeah, I have 4 kids and a
Mm.
husband and a house. And at the time, I still had my 9 to 5. I was working every day
Yeah.
and doing these things. It was a balancing act. And for the first couple of years, oh, I balanced badly because I
Mhm.
I, I couldn't I couldn't find the place. I was driven by this dream, this goal, this thing. And my kids wanted to eat every day. Dang it, y'all. Y'all ate yesterday. We doing this every day. It was the thing. And I'm still learning the balance, but I'm doing better at it. I'm going to tell you,
Mhm.
here are 3 things that you can do to balance. One, first, understand that it is a balance. 2,
Mhm.
set yourself up for time. Set time balances and time barriers for yourself and
Mhm.
stick within
Mhm.
them. And 3, don't cheat yourself.
Yeah.
All that adage, all work and no play, it's a real thing. You
Mhm.
cannot work
Mhm.
24/7, no matter how much you love what you're doing. You're going to have to stop. You're going to have to settle down. You're going to have to eat. You're going to have to take a nap. You're going to have to spend quality time with that guy you married. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
okay. But balance is the key. And I'm still learning it, but I'm doing better today than I did last year.
Yeah. And let me get your thoughts on this because balance is a trigger word for me.
Mm,
And let me tell you why. Because when most people talk balance,
mhm.
they talk equal, right? Like you're supposed to spend an equal amount of time with your loved ones, an equal amount of time with your spouse, an equal amount of time on your business. It doesn't sound like you believe that's the definition of
No,
balance. And the way I explain it is football. You
my
have
favorite
one
sport.
team. Okay, so you have one team
Mm,
who has a balanced attack, meaning they can throw it a little bit, they can run it a little bit, the special teams. But balance for one team might be, hey, I hand it to Emmitt Smith 8 out of 10 times. We're gonna make it do what it do. And
right.
Troy Aikman's gonna drop back and throw it to Michael Irvin 20% of the
Mhm.
time. And
Mhm.
that's a balanced attack.
Exactly.
But then another team, i.e. the San Francisco 49ers, Steve Young gonna drop back. He gonna throw it 8 out of 10 times.
Yep.
And he gonna hand it to Ricky Waters as one of those guys, and 20% of the time they're running. But they're both balanced attacks
Yeah.
based on the individual dynamics of the team. I don't think
100%.
people talk about the individual dynamics of a
Mhm.
family when it talks about balance. My wife
Yeah.
has given me permission to go 9 days hard and give her one day. But
Yeah.
when other people see it from the outside looking in, they're like,
Mhm.
all your husband do is work on that little thing you got going,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They don't
I
understand.
love that. That is so good, and it's so true. It's funny because I'm laughing because i- for as much grief as I give my husband of 23 years, thank you, honey. You
Mhm.
know, the, anybody married knows the struggle is real. but
absolutely.
he has really good stuff, and that's why I'm laughing, because that's one of the things. Folks see me on online a lot, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, blah, all the stuff, and
Yeah.
folks like, oh my gosh, Rikki, what else do you do? Well, you're not here when I have to. I'm washing the dishes, washing the clothes, fussing with my husband, having dinner with him, eating together, going out with our friends. There is more to life than what you see. And I love it using your football analogy, because I'm an Eagles fan. Yeah, number one. Anyway,
Okay.
so yeah, I'm a big fan. So, looking at that analogy, you got Jalen Hurts, who's hurt right now, right? So our backup quarterback is doing it. Is that off balance? No, it's part of the strategy. It's
Yeah.
part of how the team has trained. And one of the things that my husband says all the time, not just the balance, but agreement. What have you agreed upon?
Yeah.
And like you said, your wife agreed with you, like I said, grinding for 9 days and giving her one. Nobody else understands it because it doesn't look like balance to them, but it works at your house.
That's right.
Here's my fourth point. Stay out of other folks' house. That ain't none of your business over there. Leave them folks alone,
And could that be why you can't get your house together and get your balance together? Get your business together, because you all in everybody else's business.
Yeah. Again, we're back to deliver me from people. Because if you spend your time looking at what they're doing or what they're not doing, guess how much is being done at your house? Nothing. Get out of folks' house and get out of folks' pocket. And that is for my business people who say that I don't know about where my price points are. People will pay for what they want. So you're welcome. Get out of folks' pocket, set your prices, and stay right there. Moving on.
There you go. Boom. Let's do it. So, I love that. Well, we are at my second favorite segment of the show, Rikki. The segment that I call freestyle, because I know you got bars. Born in New York, Germany, ended down in Nebraska, and now you're out west. Well, freestyle is not about rhyming or rapping, but as I am building this multi-billion-dollar international media conglomerate, starting with this podcast, I don't always ask the right questions, right?
That's all right.
And the conversation doesn't always evolve to where we want it to go. So freestyle is your opportunity to either reiterate something that you feel is incredibly important, or if we didn't get a chance to talk about something that you feel is incredibly important, take this time, 2 minutes, to give them that wisdom. So this is freestyle right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, the Rikki Smith version. Hit them with your best bar, sis.
All right. Look, who you are as an entrepreneur and as an individual is more than enough. Stand in the mirror in front of your bold grown self and say, I am what enough looks like. Don't worry about what your competitors are doing. Don't worry that someone else has done it already, because no one is doing it like you. How do we know? Burger King, Wendy's, and McDonald's. Everybody sells a hamburger and fries. Ain't nobody went out of business yet. It is your flavor that the industry is looking for. It's the way that you sell it, the way that you put it together. You are what enough looks like. Don't ever think that you can't do it because it's never been done. That just means you haven't done it yet, and we are waiting on you. For all the folks who are watching you, and they are, for all the folks who are doubting you, and they are, there are more people waiting for you, waiting to buy from you, waiting to sit at your feet, waiting to show up at your workshop. Don't stop because of the them. Keep moving forward because of the they are waiting.
I love that. Boom. Drop the mic, ladies and gentlemen. Bars up in this piece with Rikki Smith. That's amazing, because so many people will let they stop them, and not the they that are waiting, the they that has something to say.
That's right.
So tell everybody what you got going on, what's coming up next, what does 2023 look like for the Rikki Smith and the brands and the
we are busy.
Fridays?
We are so busy already. So for Faith on Friday, that is our online platform where we are doing our speaking engagements. We have another book getting ready to come out. If y'all are looking for a really neat coaching book, go to Faith on Friday, a deeper dive on Amazon. It's kind of a really neat setup. We're getting ready to do our first live public speaking event. That's going to be in El Paso area. So if y'all want to swing through, you're cordially invited. But we are going to be doing that in April for our brand. We have our Faith on Friday webcast that we do. Actually, Cortez, you are a guest on my show coming up here in a couple months. So that'll be on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere, and that's going to be fun. And then for my company, for the Stratus Training and Consulting, we are getting ready to do some advertising. We are getting ready to launch a new training program, and we're getting set for our first first online course that we're going to put out later this year. So we're busy already.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And balance with permission, or balance with an agreement,
there you
is
go.
the key. Like,
That
we
is
got
good.
agreements around here, so don't trip off what we doing and how we doing and how long we
Stay
doing.
out them folk house.
You just do something, right?
That's right.
Like, it reminds me of Kimberly Elise and John Q. Do something. Like, she was mad.
That's right.
Rikki, it's been a pleasure. You're so fun to talk to, and I love what you're doing with Faith on Fridays, and I wish you all the success. Is there any links or anything? How can people find you, follow you, connect with you if they need your service?
If you are looking for me and you look up Rikki Smith and you can't find me, you're not looking. I am Rikki Smith on everything. You can go to Faith on Friday. You can go to Rikki Smith. You can go Stratus and Training. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Rikki Smith is it. So if you can't find me, you ain't looking.
Gotcha. Rikki Smith. Check her out, ladies and gentlemen. So that's going to do it for us. Remember, tomorrow, if you're looking for some funnel training inside of our private Facebook group, it's private, but it is free. Digital Empire Builders Worldwide. You can ask to join. We'll let you in. Just answer the preliminary questions. And we're doing office hours tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're going to turn that thing into a funnel workshop. I'm going to help you get your funnels together. So make sure you guys check that out. And that's going to do it for us today. Until we talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. So hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.